All right, hey VC, I'm Jamie. Welcome back. We are back with another video. I'm back with a vinyl update. I've got some new vinyl off the top to show you and some vinyl that I've picked up recently at various record stores, Sound Fixation namely, and also out to the thrift stores as well. So let's take a look at the new vinyl off the top. I picked this one up at Sound Fixation. He got a couple of copies in of Jazz Sabbath. If you're not familiar with this, it's pretty much like the title says. It's jazz, piano jazz renditions of some of your favorite Black Sabbath songs. Now this is all done in terms of the project, done very tongue-in-cheek. This is a beautiful album to listen to. I really enjoyed it. But there's also a documentary or sort of a mockumentary how this was all put together, this Jazz Sabbath. So even on the back it says, formed in 1968, Jazz Sabbath were considered by many to be at the forefront of a new jazz movement coming out of England at the time. The eagerly awaited debut album, scheduled for release on Friday the 13th February 1970, was destined never to be released until now. So I'll leave a link to the mockumentary, but it's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed watching the mockumentary or documentary, but also really enjoyed the album. It's absolutely a lovely album to listen to. It's great Sunday morning or early Saturday morning kind of music. And yeah, just pretty much straightforward black vinyl. And A-side and the B-side. So there you go. Jazz Sabbath. Definitely, if you like Black Sabbath, like jazz, Jazz Sabbath, can't go wrong. I know Chris Profi has shown this on his channel, but Steve Hackett, his latest Under a Mediterranean Sky, completely instrumental album, has a very soundtrack quality to it. Absolutely beautiful. And it's interesting, it came out in the States about a month or maybe even a month or two ago, but it's in terms of the vinyl, it is just, for the most part, it's just come out in Canada recently. I don't know quite what the delay or what the reason was, but this is released as two vinyl. It's three sides with an etch side, but this is just a terrific project from Steve Hackett. And it's interesting, when it arrived, the vinyl was placed inside here. So it's two vinyl records and a CD as well, which is nice packaging on that. Just a beautiful booklet that's included. This is also, of course, released separately on CD. But just stunning photography and absolutely beautiful playing from Steve Hackett. Really terrific. Really enjoyed it. And there he is there. And we'll take a look at the vinyl here. Nice polyline sleeves. I just put the hype sticker there. And so we've got side one and side two. I'm just going to pop this back in here. And then we've got the vinyl, the second album. As I say, it's three sides, which I don't really have a problem with. I'd rather have a full enough CD of music and then say get a three side with an etch side album. I've got no real problems with that. And rather than a CD that has clearly been made with the vinyl in mind, given the time limitations, I'd rather have a more full CD, like closer to 60 minutes or whatever. So here is side three, and then hopefully you'll be able to see that it's a etch side of a acoustic guitar. It's a very straightforward acoustic guitar, no special design in there, but you might be able to see that there. So there you have it. And yes, it also includes the CD, which is quite nice. And as I've mentioned before, I'd rather have them include the CD rather than the, oops, and the CD's just popped out. Sorry about that. And I'd rather have them actually include a CD rather than an MP3 download, which is fine, but I'm not a fan of the sound of MP3s, so I'd rather have a better quality in terms of CD audio for sure. So Steve Hackett, new music from Steve Hackett, which is great. Shopping at Sound Fixation, as I mentioned, a number of the record stores have moved locally. Sound Fixation in my town used to be on Erie Street, it's now on Wellington Street, and I saw this and I had to pick it up. Small Faces, their first album for the Immediate label. And what a great album this is. And that's part of the Small Faces a reissue series. And just the song list. Love the track Green Circles. Of course, with Steve Merritt and the boys, Kenny Jones. Ronnie Lane. And very nice too. I should mention that the sleeve is very well designed, which gives you a nice full write-up on the sleeve as well. So that's quite nice that they've done something like that. Now I put something on the inside of the sleeve just to line it, because it's not super thick cardboard, but it's thick enough. So I did line the inner sleeve, and then simply on the immediate label. Fabulous. Small faces, love them. Okay, I've shown this just recently with the Richard McCook thread, because I was able from this album. This is Outlaws, A Lady in Waiting. Again, it's nice southern country rock kind of thing, but I was able to use the track South Carolina on this. So really enjoy the Outlaws. Been picking up a few of their albums. Usually you can find them pretty inexpensively. And this on the Arista label. Okay, how about this one? Boy, oh boy. This is the best of 2-record set sampler. So this is the best of Bluesway ABC records. So as you can see, there's a great list of artists on here. So you've got featured on this one, you've got B.B. King, a group known as Dirty Blues Band. I'm not too sure, I haven't heard of them before, but we've also got Jimmy Rushing, Otis Spann, and Jimmy Reed. We've also got the Outlaw Blues Band, the South Central Avenue Municipal Blues Band. I wonder if there's some sort of kind of repackaging going on there. But really an outstanding double live set. So don't know if you'll be able to see that maybe just a little bit better. Give you an indication of some of the artists on here. And oh yeah, it's a nice gatefold. Like that, Bluesway Sampler Volume 1 and 2, and on the great ABC Records label. Yeah, I was really happy to come across this one. Okay, and I didn't pick that one up at Sound Fixation, but I did pick this one up. Stampeders. I like the Stampeders, great Canadian band from our western provinces, and this is recorded live Stampeders. This performance sold out. So this gives you a nice kind of overview of Stampeders stuff. It doesn't have Sweet City Woman, but it's got Wild Eyes, W. They do a rockin' version of Blue Suede Shoes on this one. And gatefold that also includes a Toronto Star article about the band playing at Stampeders Rock at Forum concert. So there you go. And again, just another great kind of power trio. Again, their sound was a lot more sort of country rock style, but yeah, power trio. So this is live at Ontario Place Forum, June 13th, and from 1974. Okay. Picked this one up at a thrift store. It just looked too good to pass up. This is Hullabaloo A Go-Go. Hullabaloo A Go-Go. As you can check out the artist there, because there's nothing actually on the back. This is part of the, I guess, Design Spotlight series. So the artists aren't listed on the back here. This is more in this sort of series, I guess, you know, where they feature people like Ray Charles or Lou Monte or the Dorsey Brothers Orchestra, Sammy Davis Jr. But for this one, this is a bit more of a rock and roll thing going on here. You got Barry McGuire, Roy Orbison, Gene Pitney, Bobby Rydell. This was still in the shrink and plays great. Still in the shrink and sounds great. And this is on the Design Records label through Pickwick International. Good old Pickwick. Okay, and I picked this up at the local thrift store as well. Elvis, February 1970, On Stage. A great Elvis live album. And sometimes with Elvis Presley, especially if you pick them up in the thrift store, some of them can be absolutely in trash shape, like really beaten. But took a look at this one because I have seen one or two Elvis, but I've left them on the shelf because they were just, you know, all scratched up. But this one seemed like it was in pretty good shape, and it is. But this is on the RCA label. It doesn't say Dynaflex, but this is the thinnest album. So I don't know if this is a later issue or whatever, but man, oh man, this is like Dynaflex. This is the thinnest album. But this is a great, if you're looking for some Elvis live stuff, check this one out. This is a really good one. Nice song listing there. 1970, so Elvis is in prime live form. Worth checking out. Okay, another another thrift store buy. This is Billy Ocean and Suddenly, and this features a Caribbean Queen. And this also, I forgot that he did a version of The Long and Winding Road on this one. A lot of hits from this. Caribbean Queen, Loverboy was also a big hit, and Suddenly, of course, the title track. You know, it's 80s, it's Billy Ocean. You gotta love it, on the great Jive label. Yeah, from 1984. Okay, here's a blues record that I picked up not too long ago. Roy Buchanan, Dancing on the Edge. This was his second last album before he died, and featuring Delbert McClinton on vocals on a number of tracks, and this is on the Alligator label. This came out in 1986. This is killer. This is just great stuff. Roy Buchanan, man, his attack on the six string is just incredible. So as I mentioned, on the Alligator label, there's the song listings there with Delbert McClinton. Very cool. But I just, this album is so good. Great party record on the great Alligator label. I just wish Roy Buchanan could have released more records. I mean, amazing career, but cut short for sure. Okay, now someone had mentioned this album on the vinyl community, and I do apologize, but I can't remember who mentioned it in terms of the group, or that, oh, you got to check this album out from this group. It's really cool. Couldn't believe when I saw it at Sound Fixation. We're talking about the Turtles and the Battle of the Bands. And I'm so glad, again, thank you to whoever mentioned it in the VC. I wish I could remember. There's so many great channels, but this is such a cool concept album. So this is the Turtles, the idea of Battle of the Bands. So for each song, they are like a different band or become a different band. So there is the track listing there. A couple of hits off this one, including Eleanor and You Showed Me. And I forgot, You Showed Me was written by Roger McGuinn. I completely forgot about that. So here are the Turtles on the cover. And then when you open it up, so these are all the different bands for each track. And I do love how instead of it's like track 3 or track 4, it's band 3 and band 4. So here are them. It's kind of like Sgt. Pepper's to the next degree, where the group's a different band for each single track. But it's great. It's really an enjoyable listen. And this is on the White Whale label. And the album is in great shape. And yeah, really enjoyed that one. Okay, let's pop in maybe just one more. I don't have any raspberries, so I picked this up at Sound Fixation in town, Raspberries. And this is, of course, featuring Eric Carmen. Of course, the great track, Go All the Way. They had just a great rockin' sound. Really enjoyed this band. This is an interesting, it's not a gatefold, but something interesting for the inner sleeve, which I don't think I've ever seen before. So there's a lot of writing on this one. And so here's the inner sleeve, but the inner sleeve kind of opens up. So the record's in here, but then we have that, and then it just kind of opens up like that. And here's more of the songs listing here. So then, and then the record is inside the sleeve like that. I just haven't seen that sort of a configuration before, which I thought was interesting. So this on the Capitol label. Raspberries, Go All the Way. The best of the Raspberries. So that's going to do it for this one. Thanks so much for dropping by, and hope everybody's doing well, and we'll chat again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.